Welcome, welcome, one and all. This is Michael, your host of Nothing New Under the Sun. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. I like to write short stories just as a hobby. I always wanted to write a short story of how the ancient migration around 2000 BC of the Aryans going from that Black Sea region into Western China, into Northern India, and into the Middle East. How that process would have happened. I can imagine some sort of stargazer person looking up at the stars, letting the king know that the cycle has ended, a new one has begun, etc., etc. So I put all that down into a short story, 5 short scenes. And what we're going to do tonight is listen to that short story. I dramatized it, put in a little bit of sound effects, etc. I really hope you like it. Scene 1. The Awakening of Abraham. A rugged landscape near Mount Ararat, around 2080 BC. The sky is clear with stars twinkling brightly overhead. The chief of the Aryans, adorned in regal attire, approaches a solitary figure standing on a rocky outcrop, the stargazer. With his voice echoing through the quiet night, Stargazer, you have been atop these heights for 5 days now. What news do you bring from the heavens? The stargazer turned slowly to face the king, his eyes reflecting the ancient wisdom of the cosmos. I have watched and tracked the movements of the celestial gods, but something has shifted, something profound. The king seems the gravity of the stargazer's words and senses a foreboding creeping into his heart. What do you mean, stargazer? I felt something too, a stirring in my very soul of Gaia or Mother Earth. The stargazer nods solemnly, his gaze fixed on the distant horizon. Great change has come to us, king. The procession of the equinox has arrived, the end of the 2,000-year cycle. The age of bull wanes, and the ram approaches. As a realization dawns upon the king, a profound sense of duty settles over him, his mind racing with ancient prophecies. I understand now. The prophecies we have guarded for centuries, they speak of this moment. But what must we do? The stargazer meets the king's gaze, a flicker of mystery dancing in his eyes. Listen, Abraham, your name will be etched into the heavens, a beacon for generations to come. Your seed will spread across Gaia, not merely as people, but as kings of nations. The king's breath catches in his throat, the weight of destiny settling upon his shoulders like a mantle. Our kingdom here in the motherland of Kaz, 4,000 years from now? The stargazer nods, a sense of ancient knowing radiating from his being. Yes, king, the cycle will be complete, and our kingdom shall rise again, a testament to the enduring legacy of Abraham, King of Kings. As the stargazer continues their silent dance overhead, Abraham and the stargazer stand together, bound by the threads of fate, as the echoes of prophecy reverberate through the ages. The dawn breaks in the kingdom of Kaz, painting the landscape in hues of gold and crimson. Abraham, now fully aware of the weight of destiny upon his shoulders, he rises from his slumber to soft rustle of the silk. Queen Ashla, his steadfast companion, stands by his side as they prepare for the upcoming harvest festival. With his voice filled with a sense of purpose, my dear Ashla, the time has come for us to embrace the dawn of the new age. Queen Ashla turns to him, her eyes reflecting a mixture of concern and curiosity. Her voice gentle, yet tinged with apprehension. What troubles you, my lord? Your gaze betrays a burden heavier than the crown upon your brow. Abraham meets her gaze, his expression somber, yet resolute. The signs are clear, Ashla. The time of the ram is upon us, a time of expansion and conquest for our people. Ashla's breath catches her throat, her mind racing with implications of Abraham's words. with a troubling, emotional voice. The ram? But what does this mean for our kingdom, for our people? Abraham takes his hands in his, a sense of calm spreading between them like a comforting embrace. It means that our journey has only just begun, my love. For the next 4,000 years, our people will spread their culture, their bloodlines, across Gaia, shaping the course of history. Her eyes filled with astonishment, the magnitude of their destiny dawning upon her. 4,000 years? Such a span of time is beyond imagining. He nods with a sense of determination, burning bright in his eyes. But we shall face the challenges ahead with courage and unity. I will announce our destiny to our 12 village elders at the Harvest Festival, a celebration of abundance and gratitude to Re, the sun god. As they stand there together, their bond strengthened by the knowledge of the path ahead, Abraham and Ashla prepare to lead their kingdom into an era of greatness guided by the whispers of prophecy and the timeless rhythms of the cosmos. Scene 4. The 12 Elders of Kaz. The grand meeting hall of King Abraham's palace, adorned with tapestries depicting ancient symbols. Abraham sits upon his throne, surrounded by the 12 elders, one from each of the surrounding villages. Each elder bears a resemblance to the 12 sons of Jacob, or the 12 tribes of Israel, their names echoing the lineage in their ancestors. My honored elders, I have called you here today to discuss a matter of utmost importance. The time of the ram approaches, and with it, a new era for our people. The elders exchange curious glances, their faces reflecting a mixture of anticipation and reverence. Elder Reuben, a voice strong, a warrior. My king, what do you speak of? It is fulfillment of the prophecies passed down through generations? Yes, Elder Reuben, the prophecies speak of this very moment in time, of a great awakening and expansion for our kingdom. Levi, tell us, my lord, what do the ancient texts say of this time? Abraham rises from his throne, retrieving a scroll adorned with mystical symbols. Unfurling it before the elders, he begins to read with a voice filled with awe. In the age of the ram, the sons of Abraham shall rise like the sun, spreading their light across the land. From the mountains to the sea, their kingdom shall know no bounds, and their legacy shall endure for eternity. The elders give the king full attention, their hearts stirred by the weight of prophecy. Elder Judah, truly, these are words of destiny, my king. We stand on the threshold of greatness. Yes, Elder Judah, and it is together as we, one united kingdom, that we shall seize this opportunity that lies ahead. With a solemn nod, Abraham gestures to a servant who brings forth a single goblet of wine and a loaf of bread. With ceremonial reverence, Abraham pours the wine into the goblet, and each of the elders takes turns partaking of the shared cup and the breaking of the bread together, a ceremonial gesture that has been handed down for millennia. Let this wine and bread symbolize our unity and strength as we embark on this journey together, guided by the land and hand of Re and the other celestial gods. As each elder raises the cup to drink, a sense of camaraderie fills the hall, and the echoes of prophecy reverberate through the ages, sealing their bond for the trials and triumphs that lie ahead. Scene 5. Prophecy of Doom. As King Abraham stood before these simple elders, the weight of prophecy hung heavy in the air. His gaze swept over the solemn faces of the council, each representing a vital piece of the kingdom's tapestry. My esteemed elders, he began, his voice carrying the gravity of centuries of wisdom. We stand at a crossroads of destiny. The prophecies foretell a future fraught with peril if our unity falters. Elder Reuben, his eyes, brow furrowed with concern, spoke first. What manner of peril, my king? Surely with the strength of our united kingdom we can overcome any challenge. Abraham's eyes darkened with foreboding as he spoke. The prophecies speak of a time when our kingdoms may splinter. when the unity of our 12 tribes falters. In that dark hour, 4,000 years of terrible war will descend upon our people. Elder Simeon, with concern in his voice. But what kind of wars, my lord? We have faced battles before, and have emerged victorious. What could be so dire as to threaten our very existence? Abraham's gaze turned towards the horizon, where shadows of future conflicts loomed ominously. These wars will be like no, we have none we have never fought before. Weapons will be forged by the gods themselves, wielded with the power of the celestial might. Weapons far more devastating than a sword or axe, capable of unleashing unimaginable destruction upon the land. A hushed silence fell over the council chambers as the elders contemplated the dire implication of Abraham's words. The prospect of such devastation struck fear into their hearts, reminding them of the fragility of their kingdom's unity. It is imperative, Abraham continued, his voice firm with resolve, that we remain united as one kingdom, one people. Our journey into the great rivers on the other side of the mountain of Noah and westward into Asia itself, the people of Chin, will test our unity like never before, and let us not forget the exotic land where darker-skinned people dwell, in the land of India. Our bonds must remain unbroken, for it is only through unity that we can hope to avert the dark prophecy that looms over us. With a solemn nod, the elders acknowledged the weight of their responsibility, for all together could they hope to navigate the treacherous currents of fate and forge a future worthy of their ancestral legacy. Alright, cats and kitties, this is Michael, your host of Nothing New Under the Sun. We hope you had a wonderful time in listening to our story. That's the kind of way I've always envisioned it going down. All we get is little pieces of history. Sometimes it's religious, sometimes it's the historical record, sometimes it's just theory you may read in a publication. But sometimes it's always easier when we hear it in a dramatized way. We're so used to movies, to radio, to that sort of medium. And putting it in a dramatized short story format like that sometimes helps us picture the scene a little bit more clearly. So once again, I hope you guys had a wonderful time with us today. And remember, you can go to my YouTube channel at AskWhy2030, at AskWhy2030. We put a lot of things into format, short video format there. The channel is called Always Ask Why. And once again, thank you so much for joining us.